So let's just do this one problem and then we'll proceed to the next chapter. So tell me how to do this. This is also an example which I have already solved. So how to do this? So f is a function which is mapped from the natural number set to some set y. So what does y consist of? Let's see. So y is equal to 4x plus 3 for some x that belongs to the natural numbers. So where will the value start from? The first value, when you put x is equal to 1 here, what is the first value that will start in set y? 7. Then you will have 8, 9, like that, it keeps on going. So basically, if you try to look at the sets, right, here you will have the natural number set, you will have the set y. Natural number set is going to start from 1, 2, 3, so on till infinity. Where will this start from? 7, 8 onwards, it will go on till infinity. That is the meaning of this. That's what is given, no? Oh, I'm sorry. So 7, 11, you will have something like this. But what is supposed to happen here is all these numbers are supposed to be natural. By default it will be because it does not have a denominator, right? So you are substituting a natural number. So 7, 11, what will be the next number? It forms an arithmetic progression, an plus d formula. So 7, 11, then it is going to be 15, like this it keeps on going, right? Show that f is invertible. Will you be able to? So how will you show that f is invertible? So first thing, you will prove that it is 1, 1. Is it 1, 1? So how will you do it? 4x1 plus 3 will be equal to, I didn't write certain steps. What are they? Consider x1, x2, f of x1. So those things I eliminated. So x1 will be equal to x2. Hence it's a 1, 1 function. What about onto? So y is equal to 4x plus 3. X will be equal to y minus 3 divided by 4. What are we supposed to do now? So y will become the domain. So find out the values whether you have a pre-image existing or not. So what will be the values that you will substitute here? Basically in the place of y, you can substitute this 4x plus 3. So when you substitute it, you are going to get back x only. Means for all natural number that you are going to substitute here, you are going to have the natural number that belongs to the, it has a pre-image associated in the natural number set. I hope you are able to visualize what I am trying to say. Hence it is a 1, 1 and onto. So by default 1, 1 and onto, it is invertible. Tell me. Where? But what are the values y is taking? 7, no, substitute 7 there. Are you getting it? Okay. Read this. Y belongs to natural numbers. In that natural numbers also, what natural numbers will you take into consideration? Only which satisfy this relation. So that is why I drew the set here. No, meaning you should not substitute 1 here and say there is no pre-image, because 1 is not there in the codomain set itself. What is the first number that you will substitute? 7. So when you substitute 7, 7 minus 3 by 4. Similarly 11, 11 minus 3 by 4. Everything will be a multiple of 4. So there is no possibility you will get a rational number. Are you able to understand? Hence it's a onto function. So both are satisfied, it will be a bijective. So since it is bijective, you can say that f is invertible. Okay. So find the inverse. Inverse is very simple. You write like this, no. X is equal to y minus 3 by 4 is there. No, I am just directly telling you, I am not telling you the steps because we don't have exam perspective in this. Change this x to g of y. G of y will be equal to y minus 3 by 4. Then what will g of x be? X minus 3 by 4. This is the inverse. Why it is called as inverse is because, did everyone understand what I did? Simple. For you to find the inverse, there are certain steps, okay, which you need to follow for exam perspective, but this is not there for exam. So I'm directly telling you the shortest way to find it. What will you do? Say, follow the same steps that you did for onto function. Y is equal to write x in terms of y completely. Okay. Once you do that, once you prove that this is an invertible function, meaning once you prove that is 1, 1 and onto, it is invertible. Then you are writing this x in terms of y, right? This is the inverse. So this x you can give another name of the function g, but you will not write it as g of x. Rather, you will write it as g of y is equal to y minus 3 divided by 4. So in the place of y, if I replace with x, what will I get? Why this is called as inverse is because this is the inverse of which function? This is the inverse of, G is the inverse of whom? Of F. Why is this called a G inverse of F is because of this definition. What does this definition tell me? So what is it telling me? So G circle F should give me Ix, F circle G should give me Iy. I'll explain the meaning of it. G circle F should give me Ix, F circle G should give me Iy. So in this problem, Bhaskar, Vidisha ma'am, please. Roti, repeat right. So what is F that we have here? What is the function? Did they give? F of x is 4x plus 3. What is G? X minus 3. Are you clear till this point? Now, what is f of G? I'm not putting x or anything. Means 4 is there, 4 write it as it is. Wherever you have the variable, replace that variable with this function. So what will you write? X minus 3 divided by 4 plus 3. 4 and 4 are gone, 3 and 3 are gone. What is that you're left out with? Is this not what is I of x? Ix is an identity function. What is the identity function? You remember f of x is equal to x is identity function, or y is equal to x is an identity function. Similarly, what is g of f? G is x minus 3 by 4. So wherever I have the variable, replace it with f. Replace it with f, right? So in the place of x, what should I write? 4x plus 3 minus 3 divided by 4. 3 and 3 will get cancelled. 4x by 4 is x again. It is also an identity function. That is the reason why we call either of them as the inverse of other. So what we'll see in the next chapter is, if you see G as the inverse of F, F is the inverse of G. Are you able to understand? Are you able to connect the dots? Right? There's a reason. Right? So I just need two things for my satisfaction. Did you understand how to directly find the inverse? If they give you a question, if you are able to prove that it is 1, 1 and on to, you know how to write the inverse, means this step, you know it. Okay. Now you understood this part, right? So write it down. It's enough for me to start the next chapter.